Thanks for picking up this game. Beep. We've jam-packed it full of fun rhythm games that you can play whenever the mood strikes you. Beep. In addition to solo rhythm games, there's even a collection you can play with friends to get into the groove together. Beep. The more you learn the tunes in each game, the more fun they'll become, so play to your heart's content and keep the beat going. Beep. Oh, but remember to take breaks when you need them, of course. Beep. Anyway, see you later. Beep. Hello. Beep. I was wondering if it'd be helpful to explain how the game works. Beep. But it seems like you've already gotten the hang of it. Beep. You've played enough to get a feel for things, huh? Beep. It's not that complicated to explain, and it's easy to pick up once you get going, so you can head back to the main game now if you want. Beep. But I should probably give a quick overview just to be safe. Beep. You'll use the directional buttons and A and B for most of these rhythm games. Beep. In fact, quite a few games only use A. Beep. You can press plus during any game to open the pause menu, where you can return to the game selection screen. Beep. Oh, you can also hold Y during tutorials to view an example video if the rhythm you're learning is a little tricky. Beep. Let's see, what else? Beep. When playing with a group, each player will hold a single Joy-Con horizontally. But don't worry, the guide telling you which buttons to use will adjust to the controller you're using, so you won't have to worry about not knowing controls. Beep. Oh yeah. Beep. I almost forgot something important. Beep. The most crucial part of gameplay is that you're having fun. So let yourself melt into the groove of the music and enjoy it. Beep. Okay, think that's all I've got as far as an overview goes. Hope you have fun playing. Beep. Time for fun facts about some of the rhythm games. I wonder how many of these you already know. Maybe you can hunt down the ones you haven't seen after reading about them. Beep. 1. Enter the ring. All that jogging tuckers out the trundlorgs in hoop trundling, so you might catch them asleep in soap bubble form sometimes. Beep. 2. Umbrella backdrop. I heard the store behind the Brolly goods show performers is a cat cafe that's home to 10 adorable felines. Beep. 3. The majesty of space. Look up to enjoy the expanse of space and disc dog and you might see a massive spaceship. Beep. 4. Dino family. Sometimes even a dinosaur wants to look stylish. Usually a volcano erupts in the background during feeding the beast, but sometimes Dino's mom will pop out of the volcano. Beep. 5. Mise en place. You may have noticed the cats that leap up to catch any veggies you drop in Slice and Dice Kitchen. There are 6 of them on standby, just waiting for another tasty morsel. Beep. 6. Magician in the night. Sometimes a witch will appear among the swarm of bats that appears during Sneezy moon. Beep. 7. The A. You might see a familiar face if you look closely at the pictures that appear on screen during A for effort. Keep an eye out for the different kinds of pictures too. Beep. 8. Chit Chat Round 2. One of the rhythm alien's friends can sometimes be seen hanging out inside the spaceship in Alien Alphabet 2. Beep. 9. Secret Remix. If you start Remix 8 with flexed muscles, you'll get different visuals from normal. Hint, whole day. Beep. 10 Bench Warmers. Sometimes there will be a couple on a date sitting on the schoolyard bench during Soccer Dreams 2. There's also a cheerleader who takes breaks there from time to time. Beep. 11. Get into the flow. How high is your flow? This number is calculated based on your rhythm accuracy and general ability to play through the game. The highest possible number is 140. Can you reach max flow? Beep. 12. Live at the cafe. Characters from throughout the game occasionally show up at the cafe. You might even catch a bit of a live show they put on. Beep. 13. Fun with lyrics. You can now display silly lyrics for some of the songs that play through the video examples menu. They sound like English, but if you sing them out loud, it will almost be like you're speaking another language. Check them out. Beep. That's all the fun facts I've got. So long. Beep. Congratulations on clearing all the single-player rhythm games. Beep. Not even the flip side slowed you down, and that's no small feat. Seriously, clearing every single game is an impressive achievement. You deserve the respect of rhythm enthusiasts everywhere. Beep. You got even the most rhythmically challenging games down. Maybe, just maybe, this experience has improved your sense of rhythm overall. Beep. At any rate, you deserve a break. Thank you so much for playing through all of those rhythm games. Beep. Wait, what? You mean to tell me that you achieved a perfect in every single game? Beep. It's unbelievable. Astounding. Overwhelming. Beep. That means you overcame the pressure of a perfect performance 80 times. Beep. No kidding, that's incredible. You're really one of a kind. Beep. It touches my heart that you've played so much of this game. But I promised myself I wouldn't cry, so I'd better wrap this up. Thank you so much. Beep. Oh, actually, one more thing I wanted to mention. Beep. On the rhythm game selection screen, you might notice a tiny music note icon after your rank for a given rhythm game. Beep. This icon is an indication that you've cleared a game with absolutely perfect timing. Beep. It's also a sign that you're well on your way toward achieving maximum flow. Beep. Anyway, congratulations again on such an impressive feat. I'm sure you worked hard to get here, so thanks. Beep. Excellent work earning all of the rings. You really wrung everything out of this game. Beep. Anyway. Beep. You must be really in tune with each other as a team. It doesn't seem easy to find a group of people who'd be able to get all the rings like that. Beep. I'm sure you're all good friends. Beep. Thank you so much for playing. Beep. We've got magazine exclusive deets on the most hotly anticipated car on the market, the Rivlino. Beep. This beauty was just announced last month. But we're excited to confirm, through an ultra-secret source, the existence of an even more powerful and top-of-the-line ride that no one saw coming. Beep. The name is still being finalized, but we've obtained, once again through our ultra-secret source, the front runner. Introducing the Rivlino GT Type RZ78 Space Warrior Bungee Jump Forest Smeller. Beep. Yes, that is a long name, folks. But our exclusive source assures me that it's only because each department, added whatever words they wanted. Beep. But I know what you're all really here for, the specs. So let's pop this baby open and take a look at some magazine exclusive info, once again brought to you by our ultra top secret source. Beep. Engine displacement, mysterious. Horsepower, who knows? Fuel economy, less. CO2 emissions, more than. Humans. Tires, 4. Beep. Wow, what a scoop. That's all for this month's magazine exclusive look into the hottest upcoming cars. Stay tuned for our next issue, where our exclusive source will have more accurate information to share and meet the article deadline on time. You've got this, exclusive source. Beep. Thank you for arriving on time to your appointment. Please enter the exam room next door for your consultation with the doctor. Thank you. Beep. Knock, knock. Beep. Doctor, hello. Please have a seat. Beep. Now then. Beep. All aboard the Gaines train. Choo-choo. Let's go. Beep. I'm your conductor, Co-Maximum. Yes, this is the doctor. Beep. You don't know what the Gaines train is? No prob. Let me lay it out for you. Beep. Okay, you know what gains are? Visible muscle growth after doing strength training for a while. The muscle you've gained. Beep. And a train takes you places, right? So the Gaines train is your vehicle to muscle growth. And I'm the conductor, because, you know, trains. Beep. Plus it rhymes. Ha ha ha. Pretty funny stuff, huh? Beep. What were we talking about again? Oh, right. You had some kind of problem you came to me for advice on. Got it. Beep. Well, I know people sometimes think that gym rats like me are oddballs. And maybe that's true. But by focusing on muscle growth, I can let all my other cares melt away. Beep. You want specifics? Well, that's kinda tough. But what I can tell you is that I sweat out all my negative energy in the weight room. Pumping iron lets me stop worrying so much and just zone in, you know? Beep. So my advice for you is lift before you can stress out. Lift while you're stressed out. Climb aboard the Gaines train and don't look back. Beep. Woo. Thanks for coming in today. Once again, my name's Co-Maximum, and I've been your trusty conductor aboard the Gaines train. Next patient, please. Beep. Have you ever heard of Daruma dolls? Beep. There's a good chance you wouldn't have before picking up this game. Beep. We mentioned earlier that Daruma dolls are meant to bring good luck. Beep. In Japan, Daruma dolls start out with no pupils. The owner of the doll is supposed to draw on a pupil while making a wish. Beep. Then, when the wish comes true, the owner will fill in the other pupil. Beep. In our game that features Daruma dolls, you might have noticed that they all have both pupils already. Beep. Whose wishes came true? And what did they wish for? I guess we'll never know. But it is fun to think about. Beep. That concludes your Daruma doll lesson. Beep. Manager, quick, look outside. My employee Lynn shouted to me. I looked out the rain-streaked window. Beep. 4 creatures that looked like manju buns with umbrellas growing out of their heads were lined up outside and putting on some sort of umbrella flapping show. Beep. They were so cute. 4 little cutie pies flapping to the beat. I was immediately obsessed with them. Beep. They really did look exactly like little manju buns. And I don't know why they had umbrellas on their heads, but I didn't care because they were the most adorable things I've ever seen. Beep. Okay, calm down, self, I thought. You're still the manager of a cat cafe. The cats have to come first. I couldn't let myself be distracted by anything else or let the cats see me panic. Beep. The cats come first. They do. But those little sweethearts outside had a stranglehold on my heart. Hee hee. Beep. My weakness for cute things had struck once again. Ultimately, all I could do was admit defeat and go outside to get a closer look. Wait, Lynn, I'm coming too. Hee hee. Beep. The end. Beep. Not many people know this, but there's a pudding factory that's actually a robot training facility in disguise. Beep. Robots are getting so close to human levels of intelligence these days that a simple initialization process isn't enough to control their operational functionality. New robots must also accumulate operating experience and store their experience via memory. Beep. The robot training facility improves tactile sensor accuracy through careful handling of delicate objects similar in shape to plates of pudding. The facility also optimizes robots' thought processing speed via instant judgment of non-conforming objects. Beep. Through these processes, the robots in this facility build abilities similar to that of a human. As an interesting side effect, they'll also develop other human-like tendencies, like demanding a reward in return for their work. One robot was even heard saying, "Can you believe that I got passed over for promotion this year?" Beep. Now, I hear you saying that these robots sound eerily similar to humans. And to that I say, true. To think that we live at a time where robots could be hired right alongside humans. Will technological wonders never cease? Beep. Let me tell you a tale of a land far, far away from our own. 'Twas the night of a once-in-a-lifetime event that involved an entire family. Beep. The event was a journey of epic proportions. But no role was more harrowing in this family's quest than that of the event organizer. Imagine coordinating a trip for your entire extended family. Just the thought of it is enough to send a chill up my spine. Beep. On the fateful night in which our story takes place, the event organizer was so overcome with stress around planning that they made a dire mistake when making the hotel reservation for their family. They booked the wrong date. Sort of an embarrassing mistake for an event planner to make, but that's neither here nor there. Beep. Unfortunately for the family, the night the organizer booked the hotel happened to be a foreboding night that occurs only once a millennium. On this night, all who roam must flee from the eerie gaze of the moon or face its terrifying judgment. The family would have to make it to Terry Station on the Gould train line to safely reach their hotel and be free from the moon's cruel machinations. Beep. Somehow, the family was able to crowd into the station safely without getting caught by the moon. Despite the trip's terrible start, everyone enjoyed their time together. Before they knew it, it was time to return home. The family left the hotel, intending to board the Gould train line that would take them home, and instead found themselves once more pinned by the moon's glare. Would this cursed trip never end? Beep. My eyes blinked open in the morning light. Who am I? That's right, I'm a frog. Beep. I have a gaping mouth and a jiggly tummy. And I have these long, springy legs. Beep. Oh yeah, I have to jump. To get anywhere. Anywhere? Beep. My stomach's grumbling. There's nothing to eat. So I must hop away. Beep. But where? Beep. The rice paddy next door? The mountain across the lake? No. I must go to the moon. Beep. A local alien gifted me with the knowledge of how to jump high enough to get to outer space. Beep. The more I'm in sync with the music, the higher I jump. So its rhythm must be second nature before I can make the jump all the way to the moon. Beep. Right. Today is a new day. My practice continues. Beep. Hello there. I'm now. When I was young, a friend and I both communicated with an alien. That friend is now my husband. It was a truly life-changing experience to be able to reach an understanding with another being through rhythm. I remember what the alien told me to this day. Beep. Greetings, Shelley. It has been quite some time since we last spoke. 200 years, if I recall correctly. I am glad our rhythm still beats on in your heart. Beep. I see. So you have started using the name now instead of Shelley. My kind can recall memories of generations from hundreds of millions of years ago. It appears humans do not have this capability. Beep. It is interesting how the shape of memory shifts across planets and species. For example, I may live much longer than you, but my children will not have specific memories of me the way human children would. Beep. You may not be consciously aware of this, but you have accumulated tens of thousands of memories. Some of the memories buried deepest are from before you were even human. You can awaken these memories, but it may be yet too soon. Perhaps you can try to unearth them when next I visit this planet. Beep. I am overjoyed to have gotten to see you again, Shelley. Let us groove to the beat of our memories together. I hope we meet again upon my next visit. Beep. Then the alien left. I felt strangely nostalgic during our conversation, which I couldn't quite process at the time. But maybe that was the remnants of Shelley's memories bubbling back up at seeing the alien again. Maybe I really could access those memories one day. Beep. Alright, it's now time for the Q&A portion of our program. Tonight we'll be interviewing the incomparable Trundling. Beep. Thanks for coming on the show, Trundling. Mind if I start right away with the questions? Pee pee poo po. Appreciate it. Beep. Let's start with an easy one. Favorite food? Pee pee paw paw pee pee pay pay paw paw. A ramen fan, eh? It's a tasty dish indeed. Beep. Right into our next question. What was your best subject in school? Poo paw pay paw paw poo poo poo. Math? Looks like we've got a real smarty pants on the show tonight. Beep. Quick, what's 238 plus 762? Poo pay pay paw paw. Whoa, that's right. And so fast too. You really are a whiz at math. Beep. Okay, this will be our last question for the night. I've heard that Trundling is just a nickname. Could you share your real name with the viewers at home? Pee paw paw pay poo po pay. Is that so? It suits you. Beep. Did you catch Trundling's real name? Call in with the answer. If you get it right, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a limited edition Trundling keychain. Only 100 people can win this fabulous prize, so don't miss out. Beep. Thanks for tuning in, folks. See you next time. Beep. It's the hot new craze sweeping the nation, the elbow dance. Have you heard of it? Beep. The dance has been popularized by none other than the famous blocky blue backup dancer team of pop idol Lena. We recently caught up with Lena right as she stepped off stage after her most recent performance. Beep. Interviewer, what an electrifying show, Lena. The audience just ate you up out there. Beep. Lena, thank you so much. Beep. Interviewer, such a catchy song. I'm sure it's going to be stuck in my head for a while. By the way, can I ask a few questions about your backup dancers? Lena, oh, sure. Go ahead. Beep. Interviewer, you must have rehearsed quite a bit in preparation for tonight's show. What was that like? Lena, actually, we didn't get the chance to rehearse together at all before stepping on stage. Interviewer, wow, really? But it looked so effortless. Lena, Beep. Interviewer, are you okay, Lena? Lena, I'm fine. It's just. Interviewer, go on. Lena, sometimes, while I'm singing, it sounds like someone's getting hit in the face with an elbow behind me. Like, really hard too. Beep. Lena, so hard that I can even hear it over the roar of the music on stage. It scares me so bad I can't even bear to look and make sure everyone's okay. Beep. Lena, when we all gathered up after the show, I couldn't really make out the dancers' faces because of the lighting, so. Beep. Lena made no further comments. After our interview, I realized that I'd heard the same sort of sound she mentioned during the show. Even from the audience. Chilling stuff, folks. Perhaps this hot new elbow dance craze isn't all fun and games. In fact, from this reporter's perspective, it might be more like life or death. Beep. My dad's a bug scientist. We went out to catch bugs a few days ago, and Dad was really happy. He said we might even catch a new species. Beep. The big meadow we went to was so pretty and nice, with a little wind blowing and everything. Dad started swinging his net to the rhythm and got super into it right away. It was so boring just to watch him and not catch any of my own bugs, but I brought a lollipop with me, so it wasn't all bad. Beep. We ended up in a forest somewhere. Dad was still totally focused on catching bugs. Things got kinda weird after that. All the trees in the forest floated up into the sky. But maybe that part was just a daydream. Beep. It's been 20 years, and that day has really stuck with me. I've never been able to shake the feeling that what I saw was real. Anyway, I work in my dad's laboratory now. He's getting on in years but still full of spirit. He still wonders if today will be the day we catch a new species. Beep. Part of my work now also includes learning more about that mysterious phenomenon I experienced as a child. Could swinging the insect catching net to a rhythm be part of the trigger for it? In the process of testing this theory, I actually did catch a new species of insect. I haven't told Dad about my slightly supernatural research, so he wasn't with me at the time. Beep. Next week is his birthday, so I know exactly what his present will be. Stay nice and healthy for me until then, okay? New species? Beep. Thank you for purchasing this Push-Broom. To ensure maximum safety and sense of childlike joy, please read the following instructions carefully before cleaning surfaces like steel beams with this product. Beep. Wait, you're scared of steel beams? Something to do with skyscrapers? Oh, you must be talking about the video that group filmed. They actually created that environment using a nifty technique called projection mapping. So the group members weren't actually up that high. Cool, huh? Beep. What's that about a Push-Broom? Oh yeah, this is supposed to be an instruction manual. Fine. I'll explain it all. Every little thing. Beep. I present to you a Push-Broom. Perfectly ordinary in every way. On the count of 3, I'm going to speak the magical cue, and this Push-Broom will be transformed. 1, 2, beep. What do you mean this sounds nothing like an instruction manual? Alright, I get it. Less joking, more instructioning. Beep. Ahem. Beep. The Push-Broom is a two-handed cleaning instrument meant for scrubbing dirt and grime. This model combines technical mess-busting excellence with patented rhythmic technology to create a cleaning experience unlike any other. Love it or your money back. Beep. Hello, dearest Miho. Beep. The new semester's in full swing now. It seems like you're keeping plenty busy with classes and other activities. Are you getting along with the other kids? Oh, by the way, I wanted to tell you. Beep. I was honestly shocked to hear that you'd quit the track and field club and joined the computer club. You were so dedicated to track and field. I was worried that you leaving the club meant you were being picked on or something. Moms worry about these things, you know. Beep. But you really seem to be in your element making games. I certainly understand why. Game development is so fun. And that moment when others finally get their hands on your game is so special. I never thought you'd follow in my career footsteps, but maybe it runs in the family. I just wanted to give you some advice. Beep. Remember to take breaks and get lots of rest. I've been staying up way too late programming recently. It's a bad habit I'm trying to break. As they say, lack of sleep is the enemy of quality work. Plus, too little sleep means you're more likely to get sick. Beep. Take care of yourself, Miho. Remember that you can always rely on me for support as a fellow game dev and your biggest fan. I hope you're having a blast making games and learning. Oh, one more thing. Beep. Don't let your programming get in the way of studying for classes, young lady. Also, do you have a crush on anyone yet? You know you can talk to me about that too, right? Oh, and when your first game is finished, I'd love to play it. I'm rambling now, aren't I? Just one more thing. Beep. I love you. Beep. Did you know that apparently there are aliens who can travel faster than the speed of light by consuming some of their own body weight? The universe really is huge. Beep. Usually it takes 100,000 years for light to travel from one edge of the galaxy to another, but these aliens can do it in just 10 hours by consuming 0.001 grams of their own body weight. Isn't that mind-boggling? Beep. I don't know about you, but I'd worry about running into something while moving faster than light speed. That doesn't seem to be an issue for our alien friends though. Beep. When they're moving at faster than light speed, everything around them appears to move super slow. These aliens could be leisurely sipping a cup of tea, and they'd still be able to dodge lightning strikes. I can't even fathom that. Beep. The only time the aliens have to keep their wits about them is when they're close to a black hole. Apparently, even moving at ultra super duper faster than light speed isn't enough to avoid getting sucked in. In fact, time will slow to a stop and you won't be able to move. Freaky. Beep. Oh, and I guess time might even start to move backward depending on the alien. Beep. I don't even know where to start trying to wrap my head around all of this. Faster than light travel is so complex and mysterious. What's the science behind it? How does it work? Someone please explain it to me like you're explaining to a child. Beep. A soccer star stresses. Beep. Ugh, I can't believe next week's the invitational already. I should be focusing up, but my concentration during practice has been terrible. Beep. I guess I did okay today, but I was totally distracted the whole time. I can't believe Coach went on about how amazing my shooting was when my head was so not in the game. Beep. I was spacing out and dreaming about playing in a huge global tournament again. But it feels so silly to think about that. It's such a pipe dream it's not even funny. Besides, I need to focus on the team I'm playing with now. Beep. I know I'm a killer striker. Usually I can even nail hat tricks. But, beep. Why can't I shoot even one ball when I'm playing against Hayato? It's so embarrassing. I just need to be brave and mail this love letter already so I can put all this nervousness behind me. Beep. I'm Puppy. A year ago, my big brother and I still lived on our own outside. But one day, this nice lady started bringing us food. Beep. We called her Big Sis. I guess she'd just moved here from the planet next door. Before we knew it, Big Sis took us home with her. We get to live in a nice, warm house now. Beep. Our favorite park for walks is really far away, but Big Sis still takes us there every day in her spaceship. My brother got super into playing with this flying disc thing when we're at the park. I try to catch it just like he does, but I can't seem to get it. Maybe I'm not big enough. Beep. Flying discs must be rare on this planet, because if we play with it for long enough, this massive fish appears to see what's going on. I wonder what'll happen during today's walk. Beep. Welcome to scenic Crab Coast. We're famous for the happy little food-ferrying crabs that call our beaches home. But that's only the start of what makes this island such a perfect vacation destination. Let's check out some other local spots that are sure to make your trip here unforgettable. Beep. Starting off is the island's stunning main attraction and namesake, Crab Coast Beach. Get ready for saltwater swimming and gorgeous white sand at our most popular tourist destination. Beep. You can also meet our local crabby celebrities here. Try playing some music from your phone. The crabs just might put their snack stashing on pause to dance along. Isn't that just the cutest thing you've ever heard? Beep. All that fun on the beach is going to work up quite the appetite, and there's no better spot to fill your belly than the Juicy Leg Crab Stew restaurant. Huh? You can't bring yourself to eat the crabs because they're so cute? Oh. Well, I guess I can't argue with that. Beep. Forget about the food for now. Let's head over to Wranglin' Wally's fishing pond, where you can hook the big fish of your dreams. Wait, but they use crabs as bait. No worries. I'll just take us to a different spot. Beep. Here we are at the charming beachside gift shop. The entrance to this rustic souvenir hub is adorned with a massive crab shell. No, wait. It's a fake one, I swear. This is definitely not the real taxidermized shell of the highly endangered giant crab species. So please, come and admire this fake shell. Beep. Look, I promise there are tons of other fun things to do around here, so please pay us a visit. And maybe stop by the Crab Coast Tourism Association info desk. Please? Beep. How could just grabbing sticks possibly improve my karate practice? I'm happy to answer that blunt and slightly rude question. There are actually many reasons why grabbing sticks enhances karate training. Beep. 1. Improves dexterity. Getting a firm grasp on something requires more precise movement than simply throwing your fist at it. Therefore, taking time to practice grabbing sticks out of the air will actually improve the accuracy of your punches. Beep. 2. Reduces stamina use. Keeping your fist clenched too tightly uses up a lot of energy. It's actually easier on your body to only make a fist right when you need it. Also, since you're removing unneeded stress, your punch will be faster. So grabbing sticks will allow you to throw more high-speed punches. Beep. 3. Increases accuracy. Snagging a flying stick out of the air requires the ability to predict the stick's trajectory and the speed at which your hand can move. Dynamic visual acuity is also a must, of course. Thus, practicing grabbing sticks flying at you will improve your ability to hit a moving target. Beep. 4. Improves rhythm. We believe listening to music while training is essential at our dojo. Punching along with the music gives students a better sense of the rhythm of their strikes. Plus, it's fun. So grabbing sticks as part of your karate practice can even make throwing punches more fun. Beep. You see, there are plenty of reasons to practice grabbing sticks as part of your karate training. Raw power alone won't make your punches skilled or fun. So get out there and hone your skills by committing to daily stick grabbing. Beep. If you're interested in our teaching methods and wish to join our dojo, please reach out. Snappy Strikes Dojo sticks are our shtick. Telephone XXXYYYZZZZ contact person. Jabbing Suzuki note. Cool punches not guaranteed. Beep. Hey, beep. What did we do to make that samurai so mad? Beep. Well, I guess we did sort of. Attack him. Beep. But still. Beep. Do we really deserve to be cut down just for that? Sliced right in two. Gruesome. Don't you think it's a little overkill? Beep. Why'd you do it, Mr. Samurai? Why were you so angry? Don't think I didn't notice that feral grin on your face while you were swinging your sword around. Creepy. Beep. I don't know what else to say besides to urge you to see this from the perspective of the one being cut in half, Mr. Samurai. Beep. Oh, here he comes again. I'm ready for him this time. I've called in reinforcements. He'll never see us coming. He. Beep. I mean, I'm trying to hype everyone up, but we'll probably still get sliced up again. Ugh. Beep. The end. Beep. Oh, wait, hold on. I totally forgot to mention it, but I'll let you in on a little secret, courtesy of us spirits. Beep. The samurai goes by the name Kyo Cotton. He's the eldest son of the legendary wandering samurai, Rikoku Cotton. What do you mean you've never heard of Rikoku Cotton? Beep. I guess being tuned into famous samurai is kind of a niche thing. Well, that's fine. Catch you later. Beep. The end. For real. Beep. I bet you're wondering if I'm part of some secret, dangerous organization, huh? Beep. Huh. Yeah, I am. It's the most secret, dangerous, epic organization of all. Beep. We deal in rhythm correction. To us, staying on the beat is king. Beep. Our bosses were playing with some windshield wipers today. I mean, they were doing intense rhythm training. The rest of us were waiting for them to get it out of their system. I mean, we observed their technique closely. Beep. Oh yeah, those are our bosses over there. I think their technical title is division leaders, or something. They're pretty cute. I mean, they're pretty cool, huh? You don't think they look that dangerous? Beep. Huh. That's where you're wrong. People who underestimate them always end up running with their tail between their legs when they witness our bosses' sheer rhythmic power. Beep. In fact, when we come across someone whose sense of rhythm is wonky, we give them what's what. Beep. And by that I mean we take them under our wing and mentor them until their sense of rhythm is second to none. Then, no matter what they do, everyone who sees them will whisper, "Whoa, that person's rhythm is way cool." Beep. Told you we were dangerous and epic. Believe me now? Actually, come to think of it, how's your rhythm? You need me to teach you a lesson? Beep. About Mew Era Recycling Company, Limited. Beep. For 4 years, our small team has been dedicated to the pursuit of excellence in crushing cans and giving back to the environment. We're driven by our ultimate goal to one day become leaders in the recycling meowment. Beep. Employee introductions. Beep. CEO, Kit Caddington. Pleased to meet you. I'm Kit Caddington. I wear many hats in my job, site supervisor, company president, cat. But my most important role is team player. We are committed to high efficiency can crushing here and aim for every swing to put us above our competition. Our team is our greatest asset and top priority, so we're always looking for fresh faces to welcome to the Mew Era family. Beep. Manager, Frog. Hi, I'm Frog. My business card says I'm a manager, but I'm still just a frog, so I don't do that much. I basically just give employees advice on proper can crushing technique. That rush you get when a can is crushed up just right? Nothing like it. It's a pretty good place to work. Beep. Factory line worker, Tom Catio. Name's Tom. I work out on the floor here at Mew Era. They've got awesome music pumping through the speakers all the time. It's actually really fun to crush cans in time with the beat. This is definitely the best job I've ever had. I'd recommend a role at this place to anyone. Beep. Navigate to our careers section for current openings. Mew Era Recycling Company, Limited. Beep. Hi, I'm a plastic bottle. You've probably met a couple plastic bottles in your lifetime. Beep. I'm from a roadside stall. I used to be filled with orange juice, if you can believe it. Anyway, there was someone always playing with a jump rope across the street. Beep. That person ended up buying me, so I chatted with them for a little bit. They even showed me how to play jump rope. Beep. After we played a while, we said goodbye at the recycling bin. I hope I can see them again after I'm recycled. Beep. Huh? That sounds sad to you? Oh. Well, I'm actually really happy about being recycled, so it's okay. Beep. Remember, everyone, don't litter. Beep. Fizzy drink night at the AOK. Date and time, / at 7 p.m. Venue, the AOK. Beep. Come to the AOK for a night of unforgettable live rock music featuring a star guitarist from Kyoto. You might recognize the other members of the band too. Beep. Enjoy your favorite fizzy drinks with friends and sing along to some classic hits. Beep. T-E-A-T. S-O-D-A. Soda. Cocoa. Cocoa. Beep. Attendees can also enjoy an exclusive menu crafted just for this event. Thrashcore tea set, $15. Event exclusive tea. Soda parfait. Cocoa pancakes. Beep. Screamo soda set, $20. Event exclusive soda. Cocoa parfait. Black tea noodles. Beep. Cold wave cocoa set, $35. Event exclusive hot cocoa. Black tea coffee jelly. Seafood platter with soda and soy sauce reduction. Beep. Each item on the menu is more delicious than the last, with flavors that will take your taste buds on a journey. Bon appetit and rock on. Beep. I am known as the Guardian. I was built to shield this planet from meteorites. Beep. I first awoke to the sound of volcanic eruptions and a sky choked with dark clouds. It was difficult to destroy the meteorites under those conditions. Many got past me and careened into the earth. Beep. It became quiet for a time. Then all of a sudden, I looked down to see dinosaurs skittering around on the ground. I was so fascinated by their evolution that I failed to notice the next meteorite hurtling toward the planet. The impact of that meteorite wreaked havoc on the environment. Beep. Then extinction claimed the dinosaurs. I felt true sorrow and resolved to improve my meteorite vigilance. After some time, I noticed fluffy animals running around at my feet. Their presence made me feel less lonely. Beep. While I observed the animals, keeping a sharp eye out for meteorites, some new beings began to show interest in me. They were capable of speech, and spoke to me in their own tongue as they joined my meteorite-destroying quest. This unexpected camaraderie brought a sense of fun to my existence that I had not experienced before. Beep. Only 30,000 years later, these beings are now capable of building even more sophisticated machines than me. An incredible yet bittersweet achievement, since it means they have since lost interest in me. Beep. I am now buried in the ground, unable to stop meteorites or continue to watch life on this planet progress. It is disappointing, yet I am content all the same. My only wish now is that all beings on the planet lead happy lives. Beep. I love cooking. On the nights when I'm not working, I really cherish making dinner for me and my partner. It's nice to not have to rely on pre-made stuff all the time. Anyway, I got some fresh veggies on sale today, so that'd be perfect for pot au feu. Beep. My sweet cat, Cha-Cha, keeps me company whenever I'm in the kitchen. Even though I enjoy cooking, all the prep work can be a real pain. But Cha-Cha's like my own personal cheerleader. With him around, even the most tedious prep work flies by in a flash. Beep. I also have a music playlist that I like to have going on my phone while I'm chopping away. When I'm humming along to my favorite songs, the noise of the rest of the day sort of fades away. I can focus on the rhythm of ingredient prep and let my mind wander. Beep. I often find myself thinking about how nice it'd be to have an assistant in the kitchen, someone who could pass veggies to me right when I need them. That'd make things go so much faster. Beep. When I really get into the rhythm of my music while prepping food, I feel like the main character of some cool book or show. It's like my daydreams take me somewhere far away. Oops. I prepped way more veggies than I needed. Again. Beep. Wait, hold on. Who was throwing those vegetables at me just now? My cats and I are the only ones home. Right? Beep. The sensational effects of object expansion and rupture on the human body. Professor Poppy Puchikawa, Department of Sensory Study. Beep. Summary. Beep. This study examined the physical impacts on the human body after pressing and squeezing an inflated spherical object between two fingers. The study also analyzed mental states after various types of brain stimulation, including tactile and audio stimulation. Beep. Methods. Beep. High temperatures were applied to a rotating glass conveyor belt from below it, causing spherical objects to expand when they passed over the heated area. Going forward, we will refer to these spherical objects as bubbles. Beep. Once expanded, the bubbles would fall off the end of the conveyor belt. They were then caught by two human fingers and popped. We monitored and collected brain activity at the time of popping that we later analyzed. Beep. Results. Beep. Initially, the bubble popping occurred in a quiet laboratory environment. After successful bubble pops, we were able to confirm that the act of popping provided a brief rush of dopamine to participants that felt, in their words, pretty good, I guess. These initial disappointing results were far from the levels of exhilaration we anticipated. Beep. For our second round of tests, we repeated the same methods as above, but this time with the radio playing. Admittedly, the research assistant forgot to turn it off. To our surprise, the addition of the radio further amplified the positive sensation received from popping. Beep. Discussion. Beep. Our team has concluded the following. 1. At a base level, popping things feels good. 2. With music, popping things feels great. From these conclusions, we have determined that if humans listen to music while popping objects like bubbles and follow the rhythm closely, the dopamine rush experienced from popping will increase at a rate several times higher than normal. Beep. Researcher notes. Beep. It may be true that everything is more fun with music. We plan to investigate this phenomenon further. I honestly can't wait for the next phase of study. It's been so fun. Please give us more research funds. Beep. That concludes the findings of this study. Beep. Aerobic germs. Order, rhythmic. Family, bouncing. Genus, aerobic. Beep. A microscopic native to this area. This species of germ may make their homes near buildings where music is regularly played, such as live music venues, etc. Beep. The aerobic germ supplies rhythmic energy to the underground roots of nearby plants. Some studies have even shown that plants that absorb this energy may even start to dance in rhythm with the breeze. Beep. Look closely at the movement of flora in the area as a gentle breeze blows. Aha, see that? Doesn't it look like the flora is swaying in a rhythmic beat? Beep. That must mean that there are aerobic germs nearby, diligently stretching and squatting to generate energy. Keep on moving, little germs. Beep. A munchable mystery. Beep. Today we're looking into the heart-shaped seeds that cute little dinosaur likes to eat. The seeds seem to burst out of their flowers in time with music, and it appears their content is neither solid nor liquid. Researchers' best guess at the moment is that it's an air-like energy substance. Beep. Plants that store this sort of unusual energy may have flourished during the Jurassic period, where they likely supported growth of other local flora and fauna. Beep. Hey, Dino, could I have a word? You really love these seeds. What about them is so tasty? Do they have a particularly strong flavor? Grr. It's got no taste at all, you fool, you say? Well, okay, I could do without the name calling. Beep. Do these seeds still fill you up even though they're just air? Well, Dino? Grr. What kind of question is that? The rudeness of this dinosaur knows no bounds. Beep. Well, if you're not going to politely answer any of my questions, I suppose I'll have to try one of these seeds myself. Roar. Don't you dare touch my seeds, foul human. I can't believe this. Resorting to intimidation is beneath you, Dino. Beep. Huh? You're wondering why I'm exaggerating all of your responses and making you sound mean? Well, that's hard to explain. What with my journalistic integrity and all. Folks, that's it for my impromptu interview with Dino. Try a heart-shaped seed today, I guess? Beep. We're the Fly Fivers, specialists in high-fiving. Got a problem in need of high fives? We'll solve it for you. Beep. Previous work. 1. Created a video for a space exploration company. Beep. We were tasked with producing a promotional video for a company that focuses on space travel. We high-fived each other with the most energy we could to convey the joy and sheer satisfaction the employees feel in their jobs. We even make a cameo appearance in the video. Big thanks to the Space Development Company for such a fun project. Beep. Previous work. 2. Supporting a youth rhythm program. Beep. We're sort of a funny-looking bunch, so we were pretty popular with the kids. In fact, the program organizers got kind of annoyed at how much the children wanted to play with us instead of learning about rhythm. We're glad the kids and their parents had a positive experience, though. Beep. Our client ended up being slightly, disappointed, but it was a valuable experience all the same. So we'd like to extend our heartfelt thanks to the youth rhythm supporters for hiring us. Beep. Previous work. 3. Keeping watch over a field. Beep. This request came to us from our name changed for anonymity, who lives in a small farming community. They were having lots of trouble with wild animals wrecking their crops, so we were hired to scare the animals off by high-fiving each other loudly. Beep. We closely monitored the vegetable garden for a full day, 24 continuous hours. No animals showed up, so we actually didn't have to do any high-fiving. But that still means we protected the tomatoes, and without bothering the neighbors with noisy high-fives. Beep. We later received a letter from R letting us know that the tomatoes prospered after our visit, even though it was only for one day. Now, the tomatoes did ultimately end up getting eaten by animals before they could be harvested. But we still learned a great lesson about timing, both in high-fiving and growing vegetables. Sorry again about your tomatoes. Beep. If reading about our past successes has got you thinking about how high fives could improve your life, give the Fly Fivers a call. We're looking forward to helping you with all your high-fiving needs. Beep. Migratory birds often lead perilous lives. In their journey of thousands of miles across the ocean, they can stop neither to rest nor eat. Beep. Every minute is spent flapping their wings to the rhythm. However, they don't seem to mind this ceaseless action. In fact, sometimes you can see what looks like a smile on their faces when they get in a good groove. Beep. According to recent migratory bird research, the simple act of moving to a rhythm could allow birds to predict short-term outcomes, leading to reduced mental load and optimized energy consumption. This same research also shows that birds who get really into the rhythm of flying get so enamored with the whole idea that they never want to stop. Even the brightest minds in ornithology are astounded by these findings. Beep. Still, more research is needed into the nature of these curious and resilient creatures. If you would like to support our work, please make donations to the following address: Flappington Music University, Department of Rhythm Migratory Birds and Partying Enthusiasts Club. Beep. Who is lol Miss Reads, you ask? Beep. Well, she's a kind robot who happily reads the text on the screen out loud for players who want her to. Beep. She's upbeat and friendly, and she really hopes she can be helpful to everyone, so she tries hard to explain everything that's going on. Beep. Now, she isn't the most advanced robot in the world, so every now and then she might make a mistake. She might just rush ahead, or say something that sounds a little funny, or talk in circles. Beep. But she'll just keep going if she messes up. So hopefully it doesn't bother you too much. Beep. Please look after her, would you? Thank you so much. Beep. If you're reading this, you've probably realized that the front side world has a cafe and the flip side world has a lounge. Beep. But did you know that the cafe barista is a dog? Beep. If you're sitting there thinking, I did know that already, then kudos to you. I'm sure the barista would be pleased. Beep. I can let you in on a few more fun secrets as well. Did you know that the barista has been wearing headphones ever since he was little? Apparently he's never been seen without them. I wonder what songs he's been listening to lately. Beep. Also, the proprietor of the lounge is a human known only as Mama. Beep. Not even I know her real name. Beep. Apparently, Mama is a bassist and sometimes visits the front side world to perform at the cafe. Hey, if you're not already visiting the cafe, that's an excellent reason to stop by. Beep. Do you trust your eyes? Beep. What kind of a question is that, you might ask? Of course you have to trust your eyes when you play a video game, don't you? Beep. You have to watch the movements of the characters on the screen and then react by pressing buttons in time, right? Beep. But in a game like this, where every action is synchronized in some way with the musical cues provided, your ears might actually be the more valuable resource. Beep. Hey, I bought this game to play as a crab bouncing macarons into the sand, and I obviously need to do that by watching them, not listening to them. Give me my money back. Beep. If we had a nickel for every time we heard this precise complaint, we would still be waiting on our first nickel. Beep. Because it's true that you can predict the correct timing of the crab claws to some extent by watching the arc of the macarons while they fly through the air. But the keywords are to some extent. Beep. The truth is, if you want to be the best macaron bopping crab that you can be, you'll need to listen closely to the music and sync perfectly to the rhythm. Beep. Try turning the sound off and see how far you get. Not far, right? And if you do get far, you might be a wizard. Beep. We developed this game with rhythm in mind, and we hope you enjoy listening closely and bopping along to the beat. Go ahead, rely on those ears for once. Beep. Thank you for playing. Beep. The poster. Beep. Imagine coming to work at a dream job and seeing a poster with the following text on day one, providing high-quality products that meet customer expectations. Beep. I think it's meant to be inspiring, but it's a little dry, isn't it? After all, I came here with original ideas and my own unique style. Beep. I'm going to allow my interesting ideas to blossom and create new game experiences that will surprise and delight players. I just know it. Beep. But the longer I've been in development, the more I've come to realize that the poster was right. Beep. Staying true to my vision and working hard to bring it to life is what leads to providing high-quality products that meet customer expectations. Hey, the poster is smarter than it looks. Beep. Well, I suppose I'm blathering on here. I'll get back to developing. As always, I hope I can meet your expectations. Thank you so much for playing. Beep. Everyone has an opinion. Beep. While working on this game, a developer we'll call Mr. F came up with the minigame now known as Flutter Speed. It's the one where you catch butterflies and grasshoppers with a net. Beep. Excited, he immediately asked a co-worker to play test the demo, hoping for feedback, but also hoping that his co-worker would love the game. Beep. Do people actually catch bugs? The co-worker asked. And aren't bugs gross? He continued. No, Mr. F countered. Beep. I mean, some of them could be considered gross, sure. But, beep. Mr. F grew up catching insects and marveling at their beauty and diversity, so he had a hard time understanding his co-worker's perspective. Beep. If we design the insects with beautiful colors, people will like them. And besides, aren't there players out there who study insects? Beep. In the end, Mr. F survived the painful onslaught of feedback and reworked his bug-catching game just a little bit to make sure it would please even the bug-averse. Beep. Making games is hard. Keep up the good work, Mr. F. Beep. Always making something. Beep. Game and console developers are creative people who simply must have an outlet for their productive energies. One person here especially so. Beep. This person spends their day developing software during work hours, of course. But they also build things on their lunch break. And late at night after everyone else has gone home. Beep. The other day, this person was building a plastic model. They were very excited about the quality of the plastic, or the scale, or something. I couldn't quite follow. Beep. Last month, they secretly attached a motor to a co-worker's mouse. This motor would vibrate ever so slightly, much to the co-worker's annoyance. Beep. Another time, this person installed an aftermarket jet engine on a company vehicle to improve long-range performance on business trips. They got in trouble for this one, but the employee who scolded them was later seen marveling at the vehicle upgrade. Beep. As I write this, there's a rumor going around that this particular employee has brought something special to the warehouse today. I'll go take a look and report back. Beep. Okay, I'm back. Beep. They're making what I can only describe as a theme park attraction using a 3D printer. I'm sure it's not sanctioned in any way and this person will be in hot water again. But I still want to see the finished product. Beep. I love games. Beep. Full disclosure, I'm not a game developer. Beep. I'm just a middle-aged guy who loves games. Yeah, I'm into comics and anime too. Shocker. Beep. Of course, being into games and comics and anime is pretty well accepted. But back when I was a kid, that wasn't the case. The adults back then thought these things would rot our brains. Beep. That never made sense to me. I'm engaging with awesome stories. I'm keeping my reflexes sharp and building hand-eye coordination. They just didn't seem to get it. Beep. Well, I don't mean to brag, but I'm kind of a big shot now. I have power and influence. Beep. And I want to use those things to promote gaming. I can't wait for the day when even big shots like me can openly play games without anyone batting an eye. Beep. So, first things first, I'm working toward making the game industry a successful and sustainable industry that anyone can participate in. Beep. Second, I just want to play games. Beep. I'm out of ideas. Tee-hee. Beep. What a complex mashup of emotions this sentence reveals about a co-worker. If you ask me, it's a lot deeper than it seems at first glance. Let's consider. Beep. First, while running out of ideas seems like a dire situation, the speaker of this line is emotionally hedging the delivery of such information with a bit of a whimsical giggle. This is a polite and considerate action in the workplace. Beep. Second, the self-deprecating delivery has a way of deflating any incoming criticism about the speaker's lack of ability. That's just smart office politics. Beep. Who knew the power that a simple tee-hee could hold? Beep. Oh, this story isn't that great now that I reread what I've written. Tee-hee. Beep. Well, it really works. Beep. This is so dumb. Beep. Once, an employee at a video game company developed a strange new prototype for a video game console. Beep. Soon, he was asked to demonstrate his concept for the company president. Beep. His heart was pounding as he walked into the president's office. The president sat expressionless behind his desk, aggressively chewing gum and tapping his foot with hyper energy. Beep. Oh. Beep. Was this really the right time to show off such a strange new concept? Beep. The employee did not feel confident and began timidly offering excuses before the demo had even started. But the president cut him off. "Let's see it," he said. Beep. A few minutes into gameplay, the president burst out laughing. "This is so dumb," he exclaimed. "I love it." Beep. The strange little prototype that one humble employee had dreamed up was going to become a real product. Beep. What a cool president. Beep. The dark age of video games. Beep. I heard this story from a senior co-worker at the video game development studio where I work. Beep. Apparently, around the dawn of video games, about 200 years ago, give or take, every video game company was fighting for dominance. And at the time, everyone thought that simply releasing a ton of games was the key to victory. Beep. This led to the release of many similar games of dubious quality and entertainment value. Untold legions of children spent their heart-saved allowances on terrible games and were lightly traumatized by the experience. Beep. Until one day, when a bold visionary appeared on the scene and changed things forever. Beep. My co-worker, normally a reserved fellow, became extremely animated and emotional as he spoke of this ancient hero of video games. Beep. If only I could have met him. Beep. Congratulations on your perfect score in Remix 19. Beep. Of course, your other remix scores are impressive too, but a perfect score on Remix 19 is out of this world. Beep. I'm honestly getting a little emotional just talking about it. But I'm going to compose myself and give you the recognition you deserve. Beep. You're operating at the highest level of rhythm proficiency, but the world of rhythm is deep. At this level, machine-like perfection is not the goal. It's something much more soulful and vibrant. You're on the path to something special, and I hope you continue the journey. Beep. In fact, we all do. We're all cheering for you. Thank you for playing so many of these games and showing us what's possible. You're the best. Sister Silver Assistant Representative Rhythm League. Beep. All right. Beep. You love and understand rhythm at a level that few others do, and you've come a long way to get here. I'm so happy for you and proud of you. Beep. And now that you're a certified Rhythm Heaven fanatic, I hope you'll spread the joy of rhythm to as many others as possible. Because rhythm is life. And life is rhythm. Beep. You can feel it, right? When the rhythm is off, things just feel off. Or if the rhythm is okay, but it never changes, that's like being in a rut. Beep. Of course, the rhythm of your life will always be changing. There are high notes and low points, but the important thing is to learn how to move along with them. Beep. I'm probably making this sound more complex than it is. I guess I'm just trying to compare the music in this game to life, in a way. Beep. Each track has its own characteristics, its own set of ups and downs, highs and lows. But the goal is always to give you an endless amount of fun. Beep. Of course, all the elements have to come together and work in harmony. The music, the rhythm, the characters, the gameplay, even the singing voices have to be just so to create that Rhythm Heaven magic. Beep. It has been a while since the last game, but I'm so happy to be writing this for you now as the developers put a bow on this new game. Beep. I hope you found the rhythm as deep and fascinating as ever and you continue to have endless amounts of fun. Beep. Thank you for playing. Beep. What a refreshing breeze drifting through our garden. It's simply impossible not to break out into a smile when you take a deep breath of such good, clean air. Hello there. I'm the farmer who grows the vegetables you might have seen around here. Beep. I put my whole heart and soul into raising high-quality produce so that folks like you can enjoy nature's bounty. Beep. It must make the veggies feel good to be able to grow and thrive in such a wide-open space. Their hairs are growing in nice too. Beep. Oh, did I give you a shock by mentioning hair? To be expected. After all, I had the same reaction too when I was a sprout. But no need to worry. Beep. We farmers take pride in removing every single hair from the vegetables before delivery. Thanks to our patent-pending hair removal process, our veggies can rest assured that they'll be delivered looking their very best. Beep. Should our process falter at any point, we also have a foolproof backup method of getting the hairs out. But that's a company secret, of course. We hope you enjoy biting into our farm fresh produce. Beep. A note for consumers, we work tirelessly to ensure that our products are ready to eat when they reach you. If by some chance you find a stray hair growing from your vegetable or there is some other imperfection present, please contact our farm. We would be more than happy to send you a replacement for free. Plus shipping and handling. Beep. Date. We're delivering parasols to some castle in the sky today. The sun is extra bright above the clouds, so driving conditions won't be the best. Though we've been getting some glaringly bright light on land too. Beep. Date. Today's order is shovels and buckets. We're headed to the underground home of our client to drop the goods off. Sounds like they're building a new house even deeper down. I hope construction goes smoothly. Beep. Date. We're headed to Mars to drop off a smartphone today. Think they get cell reception all the way out there? Well, they must, since they're ordering things online. Beep. Date. We're headed back to Earth from Mars today with a bunch of dirt. I guess dirt from Mars has become popular as a travel souvenir. It's starting to get pricier with the increased demand, so we've got to make sure no thieves get a hold of this valuable dirt. Beep. Date. Our schedule's packed today. It's the release date of the latest installment of a super popular rhythm game, and we've got orders coming out of our ears. Oh, yeah. I almost forgot that I ordered a copy of the game too. I've got to get these orders taken care of so I can go home and start playing. Beep. Nothing motivates you through a workday like knowing a fun game's waiting for you at home. Better make sure my tank's full before I set out. Beep. Feeling energized and ready to deliver. Beep. We discovered a mysterious scroll in a warehouse on our property. I heard that our ancestor was lord of the castle around here, so maybe this is some ultra-valuable treasure. Let me take a look. Beep. Secret art of the 20 arrow slash. Beep. Oh my, we're under attack by a band of ninja using the ancient art of shoulder riding. What should we do? Beep. In dire situations like that, strike back at your attackers with the 20 arrow slash. Beep. Let the rhythm flow through you, sharpen your senses, and keep track of which enemy is firing what arrow. To do this, widen your perspective. Focus not only on the arrows coming at you but those flying toward your allies. Beep. Remember that the arrows will strike with the same rhythmic pattern as when they were loosed. In other words, widen your perspective to hear all of the arrow beats around you. Beep. Then, at the moment you and your allies align in rhythmic harmony, slice, slice, slice. You'll cut those pesky arrows perfectly on beat. Beep. Did you get all that? After you commit the above to memory, all that's left is practice. Good luck against those ninja. Beep. Beep. That didn't really read like an ancient scroll. Maybe the point the author was making was to enjoy getting into the music while you're being attacked? I guess I'll look around for some feudal retainers and let them know about this for the next time their lord is ambushed. Beep. Thus, thanks to the tennis club's bravery, peace returned to the Marin kingdom. Beep. All denizens of the kingdom who had been transformed into chestnuts returned to their original forms. Beep. The prince, princess, and king all returned safely to the castle. Beep. Cheers and jubilation sounded across the land as local townsfolk celebrated their tennis-playing saviors and relished in the newfound peace. Beep. The once wicked polar bear realized the error of his ways and is enjoying new purpose as the tennis club's manager. Beep. Through his intensive tutelage, the tennis club won the national championship. Their school is now known far and wide as the pinnacle of tennis excellence. Beep. A happy ending indeed. Beep. This story takes place before the doctor had discovered the virus elimination method. Beep. Doctor, no, no, no. The doctor is sitting in the corner of the laboratory with his head in his hands. As his assistant, I know what this means right away. Yet another failure. My heart twists in sympathy. Beep. Assistant, don't give up, doctor. I'm sure you'll get it next time. Doctor, aha. I've got it. I'll try using this. Assistant, try using what? Beep. Doctor, a radio. I brought it from home. Joy flashes across his features. Even his glasses seem to be glinting with enthusiasm. Beep. Doctor, we humans feel the urge to dance when we hear music, right? Then it would follow that the viruses should mimic the rhythmic patterns of music if they're exposed to a musical environment. As if to prove his point, the doctor is dancing, really more like wiggling, around while he speaks. He's so excited his glasses are starting to fog up. Beep. Doctor, if I can get the viruses to follow a predictable pattern with music, I'll finally be able to catch them. Haha. Assistant, that's a reasonable hypothesis, I suppose, doctor. It's just, beep. Assistant, you really didn't need to bring in a radio from home. There are easier ways to listen to music these days. Doctor, I know that, but... Assistant, what's the matter? Beep. Doctor, I just want to show off this radio, okay? I made it myself. Now his glasses are completely fogged up. Beep. Scene, locker room. Beep. This is it, everyone. The last game of the season. You've worked hard to get here, and I'm proud of each and every one of you. Our opponents may be tough, but I know that if we keep our teamwork strong, we can come out on top. Beep. Let's leave it all on the court today. Beep. Scene, volleyball court. Beep. Alright, here comes the other school. They certainly look the part of a powerhouse team. And they've got a lot of players on the bench. Everyone has to be a starter on our team. Beep. But that doesn't matter. It's all the same once the match begins. If we play as well as we've been playing all season, I'm sure we can. Beep. Wait, what did you say? Beep. You mean all of the opposing team's players are playing at once? All 10 of them? Beep. Isn't that too many? I thought it was only 6 players a team in volleyball. Well, I guess we only have 4 players, but putting that aside, this has to be illegal, right? Beep. What do you mean it's perfectly legal? I've never heard of such a thing. What should I do? Oh no, the match is starting. Beep. Go get 'em, team. Beep. Gameplay tips for Archer Angels 3. Beep. Tip number 1. The player in last place may see power-up items appear in their area of the screen at the start of a new round, which could be a helpful way to turn the tide. Beep. Tip number 2. The number of blocks in the center line of the last place player's area could be reduced by half at the start of a new round. This is perhaps the quickest way to get the drop on players in the lead. Beep. Tip number 3. Sometimes, the player in the lead will see skulls appear on either side of their central line of blocks at the start of a new round. Since skulls briefly immobilize whoever hits them, this could provide a chance for other players to get ahead of the lead player. Beep. Tip number 4. At the start of a new round, the player in the lead may find themselves with 2 layers of switch walls to get through before they can start destroying blocks. This is a solid way to slow down the front runner, but it may not intimidate the most skilled players. In fact, it might motivate them to play harder. Beep. Tip number 5. The player in the lead could also be confronted with rows and rows of tough blocks at the start of a round. They'll need an incredible amount of patience and precision to reach the bomb before other players. Beep. Any of the situations described in the above tips can occur if certain conditions are met on round 3 or later. Beep. Extra hint, there's a hidden command for the super advanced players out there that will trigger the effects from tips 3 through 5 at the same time. Press A, B, and Y at the same time right before the round number banner appears on screen. Beep. If you've got a slick jacket and polished Pompadour, that's how we'll know you're one of us. Beep. Good pals are a beautiful thing to have in your life, you know? They provide so much love and support. Beep. You laugh together, cry together, and keep each other going when times get tough. You'd do anything for each other. Beep. Well, depending on what time it is. Beep. 'Cause of course, when it comes to snacks, you've gotta put yourself first. They're just too good. If you've got a snack in front of you, the world softens, hardships lighten, and life seems perfect. Beep. And then you take that first bite, and you're overwhelmed with an explosion of sweetness. Almost as sweet as your office crush. Boy oh boy, I can't wait for 3 o'clock today. Beep. Aw nuts, I really took over the conversation, didn't I? Well, hope we get the chance to catch up again sometime. Beep. By the way, I meant to tell you earlier, your fashion sense is real. Unique. Is that kind of full-body tights look popular right now? Beep. You wanna know what I think about heroic wrestlers? Well, there was a time when it was my dream to be one. I saw those wrestlers in comic books and on TV and wanted to be just like them. Beep. But I'll tell you a secret, all good guys need a bad guy. All faces need a heel. Someone's gotta play the part, and I wish more people understood that. Beep. One day, my son, did you know I have a son? Kind of a bratty little rascal, but he's cute to me. Anyway, my son asked me this out of the blue one day. Beep. Why are you always the bad guy, Dad? Beep. Gotta admit, it kind of caught me off guard. But this is what I told him. Beep. You know how I always do that big belly laugh when I'm in the ring? Only bad guys get to do that, so that's why I do it. I like to laugh. Beep. And then my son says, you should always be a bad guy, then, Dad. Pretty cute, huh? Beep. Anyway, despite all that, I'd really like to take a run at being a face one day. Beep. I want my kid to think his old man is cool, you know? Excerpt from The Legend of the Fiery Heel. Beep. Hiya. I'm the all-knowing chicken. I mean, ahem. Let me try that again. Greetings, child. I am the all-knowing chicken. Beep. Thanks for playing through my matching game. I mean, your memorization skills were quite impressive. Beep. If you are considering approaching the card table once more, might I suggest the following strategies? Beep. 1. Play with your eyes closed. Could be helpful to have your read aloud settings on read and describe here. Beep. 2. Play co-op with others. It could be fun and make things a bit easier to play on a team with someone else. Beep. Hope I've given you more fun ideas on how to put your memory to the test. Beep. I suppose it all started when I wandered off toward the mountains as a child. I was told not to go. But I was naive. I had no idea about the sort of dangers that lurked just beyond the edge of the village. So, I packed up a picnic lunch and traipsed off to explore the wild, directly disobeying the instructions that had been given to me. That's when I saw my first monster. Beep. I'd never seen anything so terrifying. I froze, unable to move from the spot where I was standing. And I thought that was it for me, until I heard a fair whoosh and saw flames engulf the monster in time with a surprisingly jaunty beat. I turned, wide-eyed, to discover a stranger in elegant clothes gracefully waving a baton nearby. Beep. This person moved in time with the rhythm and struck a series of strange and beautiful poses. With each one, a new torrent of flame bathed the monster until nothing but dust remained. I was captivated. The stranger then spoke to me, asking if I was okay. He had saved my life. To this day, I'm in debt to this magician. Beep. Yes, this was my introduction to the world of magic and magicians. I learned how they bravely protect us and keep the peace by battling horrific monsters. And I wanted to become one of them. In that moment, I made a vow to myself. Beep. Now, the first step to becoming a magician is to be accepted to the Magician's Guild. And in order to do that, you must pass a rigorous entrance exam. And possess an excellent sense of rhythm. As it turns out, rhythm is everything to a magician. Beep. Before taking the exam, I poured everything I had into my rhythm training and magical studies. Day in and day out, I moved and cast until I practically collapsed from exhaustion. I'll admit, there were times when I thought about quitting. But I was determined. I couldn't give up. When I finally took the test, I passed with flying colors. In fact, they told me I actually had the highest score of any applicant, ever. Beep. People told me I was a prodigy. A genius. The best ever. But in my mind, I had done nothing of note. My goal was to become like that magnificent magician who had saved my life, and I was still on step 1. But maybe I had moved a little closer to my goal. Beep. On the day of the enrollment ceremony at the guild, I spotted the magician I had looked up to for so long. And then, to my great surprise, he took the stage and gave a speech. It turns out that the very person who had saved me was no less than the leader of the Magician's Guild. For the second time, I felt awestruck and humbled. I couldn't believe it. I still had such a long way to go. Beep. To think. The leader of the Magician's Guild was the one who saved me. He's one of the most powerful people in the kingdom. I couldn't believe my hero was, well, basically everyone's hero. It might seem ambitious, but right then and there, I decided I'd devote my life to becoming the leader of the Magician's Guild myself one day. Re-energized, I dove back into my magical training. Beep. Before long, us first-year magicians were given an assignment in the field. We were paired up with a partner and sent out on patrol. And while we didn't expect to encounter much action, it was still exciting. It was my first real chance to see what I could do. Well, I was excited until I saw who I'd be paired with. It was you, the class slacker who was known for cutting lessons and taking shortcuts. Beep. Still, you was just a novice like me. Surely she'd begin to take things seriously on an assignment like this. One would think. A few minutes into the mission, you left, saying, "I'm not in the mood for this. A nap sounds better instead." Well. Beep. How can she treat this like a game? I was furious, but I didn't have long to stew in my anger. Not 5 minutes later I was ambushed by a monster. After a moment of near panic, I collected myself and began casting spells. I had trained for this. That monster was no match for me. Beep. Except in this case, it was more than a match. My spells had almost no effect. The monster was unfazed, and I was beginning to run out of strength to keep up the rhythm. Out of nowhere, the monster was engulfed in a blaze of hot fire. It crumbled to the ground. I could see a figure in the distance holstering a baton. It was you. Hugh. "Glad you're safe," she said, jogging toward me. Beep. Wait. I shouted, mustering my last ounce of strength and casting my most powerful spell. Unbeknownst to you, the monster had risen and was about to pounce on her. Luckily, I had saved the best for last, and my spell finally reduced the monster to dust. Beep. Don't you know that monsters can still attack even if they've been knocked down? You can't be sure you've defeated it until it's completely gone, I said. Oh, I had no idea, you said. Thanks for saving me. No. You saved me first. I should be thanking you, I said. So, thanks. Beep. From that day forward, you and I began practicing magic together. One time I asked her why she suddenly seemed to take more interest in her studies. It's just more fun with you, Nara. She said. It was more fun for me too, and I could sense my skills improving rapidly as I trained with you. Beep. Things were going great. I was sure that I was on the path to becoming the leader of the Magicians Guild. My resolve had never been stronger. Above all, I was just happy to have made a good friend. I was so happy. Beep. As I settled into life in the guild following that harrowing day, the time I spent training, eating, and chatting with you felt like a reprieve. Beep. And while she had been deemed a lazy magician at first, the other students were starting to discover what she was capable of. Of course, she still skipped basic training drills from time to time, and she didn't seem to care about being chastised. Not just anyone could get away with this, but you proved it in the field. On field missions, she'd often take on tough monsters by herself and win handily. Beep. What's more, she looked good doing it. That is to say, she had magnificent form and rhythm, a mastery of the technique that began to win over plenty of fans. She remained humble, aside from the occasional skipped warm-up drill, of course, and just went about her training like the rest of us. But I could tell she was not like the rest of us. Her sense of rhythm and style were something else. Beep. And while I was Yu's friend, I was also her fiercest competitor, at least in my own mind. I trained intensely in order to keep up with her. My efforts did not go unnoticed. Among all magicians at the guild, my reputation soared. Perhaps even higher than Yu's. Beep. For a time, the rhythm of everyday life and training intertwined peacefully. Until the day we got the news. Our leader, the magician who had saved my life and inspired me, had been gravely injured by a monster. I couldn't believe it. Fortunately, his injuries were not life-threatening. But it was soon reported that he would be stepping down from his leadership role due to injuries. And he would be nominating a replacement. Beep. That meant the time was at hand. Although I had mixed feelings, I could sense I was on the brink of accomplishing my ultimate goal, becoming the leader of the Magicians Guild. I could finally make my dream come true. I knew I worked harder than anyone else, and my skills were among the best. I had a good reputation and was well respected. I had a really good chance at this. Beep. It wasn't long before the decision was made. The name was to be read aloud in a gathering of the magicians. And the one chosen as our new leader was you. Beep. While you was chosen as our new leader, I was appointed to be her vice chair. But I couldn't have cared less. I didn't even congratulate you. In fact, I started to avoid her. Beep. There was something inside me that burned with resentment. I was the one who was meant to replace the leader of the guild. I had to prove I was better than you. That's what led me to the Forbidden Book. The book contained magic that ordinary students weren't meant to study. Magic that could summon demons. It was said that one could make a deal with a demon in exchange for great power. Beep. It felt like my only option. Beep. I made my move in the middle of the night, removing the book from its keep and sneaking off to the deserted courtyard. By the dim light of a small fire, I studied the procedures carefully and readied myself to cast the spell. As I made the final move and cast the spell, the air took on a sudden chill. Beep. A dark mist appeared. Something huge and grotesque began moving toward me from its depths. So this was a demon. As if the demon's physical form were not intimidating enough, I could feel its evil aura immediately. It stood as tall as a castle and looked down at me as it spoke. Beep. So you're the one who brought me here, it smirked. Ready or not, here I come. The demon's maw curled into a horrific grin before its entire body returned to mist and surrounded me. Beep. Everything went dark. I could feel the demon's presence in my own mind and my own heart begin to darken. I stumbled and fell to the ground and lost consciousness. After some time, during which I felt as if my body were being tossed like a rag doll, the darkness lifted and I regained consciousness. My head was clear, and I was filled with an incredible energy. Beep. But the darkness lingered in my heart. What happened? Are you okay? It was you. Standing nearby in the courtyard. Darkness surged within my body. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. Get rid of her. The thought invaded my mind. Beep. Without hesitation, I cast a spell directly at you. She froze, wide-eyed, but did not so much as flinch or attempt to dodge. A moment later, she was gone. The spell I cast has the power to seal a person away in a deep cave filled with monsters. I heard myself laughing out loud. Beep. The next morning, when you was discovered to be missing, panic began to grip the guild community. She was known to strike out on her own, of course, so after several days, it was concluded that she had simply left on a whim. The council then acted swiftly to promote me from vice chair to leader of the Magicians Guild. Beep. It was all coming together. But perhaps I hadn't dreamed big enough. With the power of the demon surging within me, I could take things a bit further. The thought of ruling the world filled me with an intoxicating rush. But I could no longer tell if these were my own thoughts and feelings or those of the demon within. Beep. There were other benefits to sharing the mind of a demon. For instance, I could begin to understand the history of demons and monsters and empathize with their plight. The demon who possessed me was a manager of souls. He was in charge of administering punishments to those in the underworld. Once a soul was judged and deemed guilty, it belonged to him until it was ready to start a new life. Beep. But for whatever reason, this particular demon was not very good at his job. He was not vigilant in his watch, and the souls in his care would often slip away. There is a cave adjacent to the underworld where the souls would materialize as monsters. This was the cave in which I had sealed you. Beep. No ordinary human could enter this cave, much less survive inside it. But with the powers granted to me by the demon, I was able to seal a human inside. As long as the power held, there would never be any escape. Monsters, on the other hand, were occasionally able to escape the cave and visit the human world. Beep. This was putting innocent humans at risk. And it was never a part of my plan. What a useless demon I had allowed to possess me. Beep. The underworld was in chaos because I had summoned the demon to me. Souls could escape almost at will. The cave was rapidly filling with monsters. And the monsters hated the demon for what it had done to them when they were disembodied souls. Beep. If those monsters could escape the cave, they could come for me. If they could sense that they could get to the demon through me, I would be in grave danger. I am not a monster or a demon, and I had no wish to see innocents attacked by monsters. And I wanted to save my own skin too. I had to do something. Beep. What if there were a way to stop the monsters while they were still in the cave? Ah, but there was. I could use her. I used my powers to call on you, waking her from her deep slumber within the cave. Beep. Thanks to you, those pathetic 4 fears were no more. I didn't think there were any other monsters that would target my demon directly. With no further use for you, I put her back to sleep within the cave. Beep. No one else stood in my way. I was free to resume conquering the world. Beep. My first order of business was to forbid the enjoyment of music. The mere sound of a melody or rhythm grated on the part of me that was now demon. It was easy to simply jail those who opposed this new rule. The remaining humans fell in line quickly. This pleased me. Beep. I was beginning to enjoy my success. I loved seeing the obedient faces of humans in my service. Those smiles though, I didn't like those. I made sure that they were exceedingly rare. And if anyone dared challenge me, I simply tapped into the demon's power and overwhelmed them. My plan was to keep making the world darker and darker, just a bit at a time. This would please the demon. Beep. It was at this point that I felt my consciousness slip below water. I was more demon than human. And completely out of control. Beep. Speaking of losing control, you had awakened. Without my permission. And it seemed she was aware of the seal binding her within the cave and was working to undo it. Not that she would be able to do so, as long as my demon supplied me with power. But it seemed I didn't know everything about the true nature of the cave. Or its sacred spaces. Beep. I also seemed to lose control of my scarecrow familiar around this time. It had no will of its own and should not have been able to take action without me. And yet it did. What could it all mean? Beep. No matter. The demon ensured that my focus remained on global domination, not so-called sacred spaces in an obscure cave. You could do as much sightseeing as she pleased down there. Besides, if she did manage to escape and find me, beep, it would be trivial for me to defeat her. Beep. My dearest you, I pray that you are well. I'm writing this letter as a form of apology, for whatever it's worth. Beep. What I've done is unforgivable, that goes without saying. So any apology I offer may seem pathetic and small. It can never be enough. And yet, I am compelled to offer one. I am truly sorry. Beep. I was so happy when we were friends. I should have allowed myself to accept that. It's just, I couldn't accept falling short of my dream. I had to be number one. I had to be the leader. I see now that my drive was a weakness, not a strength. Beep. Because of my failings, the world very nearly was plunged into darkness. But you stopped the demon in its tracks. We all owe you a debt of gratitude. From the bottom of my heart. Thank you. Beep. And now I must reckon with my weakness and my sins. I'm starting by volunteering with the Magicians Guild once again. Beep. Not that I can make up for what I've done, but I have to start somewhere. If there is some great ledger, perhaps I can begin to stack up good deeds. I know it's more than I dare to ask, but I would be grateful if you waited for me there. Beep. Once more for good measure, I am so sorry. And thank you for everything you've done. With deep regret and sincerest gratitude, Nera. Beep. Postscript just for the record, the scarecrow who began helping you on your journey was not always my familiar. Beep. Yes, I sent a regular scarecrow initially. It was just there to help you with the 4 fears. But when I abandoned it, the former leader of the Magicians Guild saw an opportunity. He assumed control of the creature and continued providing assistance. Even in his weakened state, he knew something was amiss, and he took decisive action to save the day. I'm still in debt to him. And you. Beep. Well, it has been some time since I began volunteering at the monastery. And for all of that time, you has been coming to visit me. But I haven't had the courage to face her. I know it's weak, but I couldn't face her kindness until I felt I had atoned for my mistakes. I made a promise to myself. Beep. Until today. Standing in front of me after all this time, you asked for a favor. She ambushed me, of course. My morning routine was to tend to the fields. So today, as I was deep in the weeds, covered in dirt, I noticed a shadow flit across the path. I raised my head to find you standing in front of me. Like that, my oath crumbled away. Beep. As she began speaking, I already had a protest in mind. I couldn't do magician's work, I no longer had the qualifications or will to cast a spell, but she waved aside my concerns as I raised them. I needed to hear her out. When I finally opened my ears, she told me that the monsters had stopped appearing. Beep. That sounded like good news, but there was more to it. You said that around the time the monsters stopped showing up, she detected a strange aura deep in the cave. And she wanted to investigate. Beep. The trouble was no human had ever entered the cave. Except for her. And I had used demon magic to put her there. I want you to seal me in the cave again, she said calmly, as if it weren't a ludicrous request. With the demon vanquished, I wasn't sure I could still cast the sealing magic. And even if I could, and I sealed you in the cave, how would I get her back out again? It will work out, she assured me. Beep. She hadn't changed at all, even after everything that had happened. Even after becoming the leader of the Magicians Guild. And it was hard to turn her down, but I had to. It was just too dangerous. She looked me right in the eyes and said calmly, I could only ask you for this favor, Nera. We must do this together. She was right. I owed her this much. Beep. I agreed to support her in any way that I could. And while I was nervous, I felt reassured to be working with you for once, instead of against her. Thank you, you. Again. Beep. Real name, Hexubus. Likes anyone stronger than him. Dislikes soft foods. Beep. I like my battles like I like my steak, tough as leather. Beep. I don't even like soft drinks. Beep. That's why I put ice in every beverage so I can crunch it down. Beep. Even a glass of water feels like a meal when I have to chew every bite. Beep. Don't even think about trying to take credit for that food hack though. I invented it. It's mine. Beep. Real name, Violet. Likes people who obey her. Dislikes arrogant people. Beep. I suppose I don't mind the arrogant ones who become my puppets in the end. Beep. Oh, maybe puppets is too harsh. Let's just call them obedient friends. Beep. Yes, my friends, are so good to me. They guard me, run errands for me, and even sacrifice themselves to defend me. Beep. Just last night I was having a hard time getting to sleep, so they all rushed to my side to sing me lullabies. Beep. I did not enjoy the strange dreams that followed, but the absolute fealty of my friends is a luxury well worth the price of a little sleep. Beep. Real name, Pirator. Likes training. Dislikes spicy food. Beep. I don't like spicy food. It makes my tummy hurt. Beep. My armor does nothing for the tummy ache. Beep. I don't eat spicy things on purpose, but... Beep. Sometimes people trick me. Like when Beep tells me that something is candy but it's actually spicy. Beep. I wish I could say I don't fall for it very often, but she's really good at tricking me. Beep. Real name, Draconia. Likes cute things. Dislikes magicians. Beep. My dragons are a part of me. When they are hurt, I feel physical pain. When I hunger, I can hear their bellies growling. Beep. And yet, we have distinct personalities, and we do not always get along. Beep. In the event of a disagreement, we engage in a timeless tiebreaker system that has been used for generations. It is known as rock, paper, scissors. Beep. And yet, we continue to tie endlessly. Beep. It is possible that one of us will choose something other than rock one day, but not today. Beep. Real name, Hedonia. Likes, sweet things, juice, tasty things, sleeping, taking baths, drinking juice after taking a bath. Dislikes, nothing in particular. Beep. Oh, can I redo my answer about dislikes? I forgot that I don't like doing chores. No cleaning or working for me, thanks. Beep. I've heard that cleanliness is next to godliness, but does that really apply to house chores? Beep. If one could achieve a godly state simply by cleaning one's house, then how valuable could that godly state truly be? Beep. Therefore, cleaning is overrated. Beep. And I am already godly. Beep. Real name, Stubornicus. Likes, rocks. Dislikes, young people, loud young people. Beep. You know that every stone has its own soul? Beep. Yep. Just a little scraping and polish will reveal the stone's true character. Beep. Course, that means you gotta spend time with the stone. Really get to know it. Beep. Some of my best conversations are with rocks. They just listen. They never talk back. Beep. More people should talk to rocks. That's my take, and I'm sticking to it. Beep. Real name, Barceval. Likes, funny jokes. Dislikes, boring jokes. Beep. Did you know I'm an up-and-coming comedian? And I'm always working on new material. Beep. Lemma try one out on you, okay? Beep. What did the mushroom man say to the comedian? Beep. You should include me in your act sometime. I'm a fun guy. Beep. Get it? Fun guy? Alright, that's my time. See you soon. Beep. Real name, says he would never reveal it to humans. Likes, human suffering. Dislikes, human joy. Beep. Must I answer these infantile queries? Bah. Very well. I am a powerful demon with an important job in the underworld. Beep. You'll find out soon enough that the underworld is unbearably hot. Beep. And is it beyond the pathetic scope of human comprehension to understand that even a demon like me could become uncomfortable working in such conditions? So I try to cool off from time to time. Sue me. Beep. There are many ghost-like apparitions milling about in the underworld, and seeing one of them always refreshes me. Beep. Because when you see a ghost, a chill runs down your spine, doesn't it? Beep. Psst. I've got an incredible secret just for you. Because you've gone above and beyond in beat spell. Beep. Before entering the random cave quest, try holding down the following buttons, LRZLZR. Beep. That's all I'm going to say. Try it for yourself and see what happens.